Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to episode 305 of your Overseas Connection, the official podcast of the G4TE.com community. That is Gaming for the Elderly, and today is January 30th, 2015. I am one of your hosts today, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on the old Twitters. And joining us this week, we have Mr. Mark Wright.
Hello, Greg. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Mark Annex here on Xbox Live, PSN, Steam, and Twitter. I've missed you guys. It's been too long. 2 weeks.
It has been too long.
Yeah,
It really has. But hey, you're back. You're here.
I'm back. Yeah.
We also have Mr. Richard Webster on the podcast this week.
Good evening, lads and listeners. Big Bad Daddy pretty much everywhere. Add me on Steam. Big Bad Daddy, one instead of an I. That's how trolls roll.
That is how the elite trolls roll.
Leets.
Right? Yeah.
It is. Always ready for some podcasting tonight, I think.
That's good. That's good. All right. We also, I think, have Nicole Radowski coming into the show. We're going to add her kind of mid-podcast, so she's going to jump in at any point in time, possibly right now. But she will definitely be here as well. In fact, Nicole is right here, right now, in the moment, on the podcast. Welcome to the show, Nicole. She's being quiet right now, but she's in the room. I can see her, sort of, virtually.
You can just imagine that. Hey,
I was muted. Sorry, y'all. I was muted.
That's okay. That's
I
okay.
suck.
Nah, not at all. It happens. It happens. Nicole, how are you doing today?
I'm tired. We had the flu all week, so.
Ooh, well, and it's even worse when it's the we had the flu. That's family, kids. Yeah, that's never fun. Not
Yep,
fun.
both kids.
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah, started Monday. Like,
Yeah.
oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, my little guy has a cold going on. I don't think it's the flu, but he has had a nasty cough that has kind of come in full strength just over the past couple of days. So I foresee a trip to the pediatrician in the future.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than seeing your kids poorly, is there?
No.
No.
He's pretty miserable. So, but yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to keep things on a little bit of a somber note. We want to send our heartfelt condolences and just well wishes and prayers to our fellow podcaster Robin Tate. His father passed away this past week, and so anytime you lose family, it's tough. And this was family. So, Robin, we love you. We are right there for you whenever you need us. So with that all said, we'll shift gears and let's get into a little bit of what we've been playing this past week. I won't hog the stage this time. I won't go first. Nicole, if you would just recant the different shades of phlegm that you guys experienced with the flu. I understand there wasn't a lot of gaming going on, but the Kleenex
Nope.
game.
We have a rule in my family that if you're sick, you're sick. So that meant no Xbox, no PlayStation, no phones, iPads, nothing. So, since I was the only one that just had headaches, no actual flu symptoms, I got my phone. So all I played was
So you
the
broke
Clash of
the
Clans.
rules with your phone.
I'm old. I can do that. They're not
Oh,
old.
yeah. All right, I see how it is. Yeah. One of these days, your kid's going to come at you with a double standard take. You know that.
And I have an answer back for them, so I'm covered.
I brought you into this world. I can take you out.
Oh, that's a good one. But it's the I'm not sick. I'm the mommy, whatever. I can come up with something and make it beautiful. I'll make them. I'll just confuse the crap out of them. I can do that.
Here's $5 and forget about you said anything.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, but I did get Blur. I haven't played it yet.
The racing game,
It's for the
Blur?
360. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna play with Cypers and some of the old gamers people on the 360.
Right on. Yeah, if I remember correctly, remember that came out and it kind of, I mean, it flopped sales wise, and I know it came out I think right at Red Dead Redemption time frame.
Oh, well, that explains why
Yeah,
I never heard of
exactly.
it.
There was a second racer that came out right with it, and I can't remember what the other racing game was, but basically
It
both of them.
was Split Second, and
Ah,
it came
there you
out
go.
in May 2010.
Yes.
I've just looked it up.
Yes,
Yeah, and both of them just got panned sales wise because everybody was playing Red Dead Redemption.
because that was awesome.
That was awesome, yes. But I remember, if I remember correctly, Mike Chin was talking about Blur, and he was quite positive about it. He really liked it, but it just didn't have the appeal to pull people away from Red Dead.
It's
No.
a fairly decent game, really. It's got fun aspects. It's got the Mario Kart fun aspects with the weaponry and stuff.
Yeah, that's
And
what
you
I've
can-
heard.
And you can bounce off the walls and go around corners by bouncing, so it's not too bad.
Which means I can drive.
Yeah.
Just-
I don't know
suck
if I've
at
still got
driving
it.
games.
I had it. I've played it, but I don't know if I still got it. I might have sold it. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll have to join you.
Don't sell your games. What's wrong with you?
It's old gen, innit? It's old stuff now. Retro console.
So what?
I still
I
sell games. I do.
I have all my old stuff. I keep
Although-
it.
Digitally, you can't.
No.
That's
So I'm
true.
starting to hang on to more and more games now because I can't sell them. And I have realized I am a lazy MFer, and that's just me attempting not to swear, even though we can. But yeah, I am lazy as all get out, and I don't like getting up off my couch now. I realize that whole thing about, am I too lazy to put a disc in the tray? Apparently I am. Apparently I am too lazy to get off my ass and change out discs. So I'm far more apt to play a game if I have it digitally bought versus in a disc. Unless it's in the tray. And I trade out tray disc games about maybe once every 2 weeks. Nothing
No.
from any of you. Okay.
No.
I'm in the Twitch chat.
No, and I'm beating myself up going, oh my God, I'm following in Greg's footsteps. Because I've noticed I'm like, well, there's these that are downloaded or the one in the tray. Those are the only two I'm going to play.
Exactly. It's kind of comical, but I sit there and I really do. I think about it. I'm like, I should play, but it's not digital. Well, maybe I'll play some Golf Club. That's probably the other reason why I've been playing a bunch of Golf Club this past week. But that's me, not you. Nicole, anything else you wanted to touch base on? I know we're going to do our Clash of Clans update later on. Any other highlights to the week outside of
No.
sneezing, maybe vomiting, diarrhea?
Anything other,
104
from the flu
fevers.
and the cock. I can't resist.
Because those two go together. No, that pretty much that sums it up right there.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, Mr. Webster, let's talk about what you've been playing this past week.
Well, for listeners who listened to last week's show, that was a very convoluted sentence. I touched on a game that was released on Steam, I think that very day, called Ripples.
Yes.
Among Ripples, which I almost called Among Nipples on the show.
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, I remembered it as Among Nipples.
Yeah, I think the world will remember this game as Among Nipples, possibly. I thought I'd try it out. I give it half an hour. I can't even believe I give it half an hour. Basically, you start the game. Oh, by the way, there's no pause menu either, like pause options. If you press escape, you'll basically quit.
Okay.
And you gotta start again. But basically, you start and you have a pond in view from the side. It's like a cross section of a pond, and there's 4 spawn points. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 5 or 6 spawn points, and you just click. Like there's these branches in the corner of the map. You click, and then a fish gets added to the pond, and then you click a log on the bottom of the pond, and then like a lobster or a crayfish will get added, and they basically just like exist, and then over time die. And you add more fish. And then,
Sounds incredibly fun.
yeah, and then, but you can control the oxygen levels, which I couldn't figure out why it would affect it, but you can make the oxygen less or more.
Okay.
You've got to have barnacles or something, or clams to like get rid of the pollution. But what was quite cool is the music was quite relaxing, and the seasons change. Like after I think 5 or 10 minutes, it goes to winter, and then the scene changes like winter. And like I said last week, it was basically just an experiment by the devs. They just thought the experiment, and it seems like a little interesting thing. If you've got half an hour to kill that you won't regret on your deathbed, download Among Ripples for free and just give it a go.
Yeah, I forgot. It was not actually like a kind of a full-fledged game. It was more like an experiment, which makes a little more sense now, the way you're describing it.
Yeah, and it's interesting, do you know what I mean? The way you read about it, it sounds like you can do more stuff than you actually can. The way it says like you can see how the animals interact, and they don't really interact. The otter eats the crayfish, and that's about it.
Richard, that would be seeing how they interact. By them not interacting, that is, by definition, you observing their interaction.
For a moment there, I'm looking at your face, and I just saw Peter Molyneux. that's
We
an
can
answer
do something just unique and build a world. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I've given
slap your hands.
I've given Among Ripples too much time already. Played Castle Crashers at the weekend with the missus. That was fun.
Nice.
She's actually better than me. Which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That game's harder than I remember. It gets kind of hard later on. So yeah, that was talked about 7 years ago. So we won't.
Sorry, Rich. Fraser's just asked in the chat if there's an axolot.
Yeah.
Or axolotl or whatever.
Axolotl.
Basically, is there an Eddie Murphy in there?
No,
the
the lizard thing.
Yeah, Eddie
the lizard
Murphy.
thing.
He calls it Eddie Murphy.
No,
And it's not a lizard, it's an amphibian.
It's a goddamn.
whatever.
It's a goddamn lizard.
Yeah, I was like, Foo's gonna yell at me, but yeah, because that's what he just got, and he was distracted last podcast because he was watching that instead of talking to us like he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case some of the listeners are on the edge of their seats as to what type of fish you can have in Among Ripples, you have little fish, you have bigger fish, you have pike fish, you have one otter, and it's quite sad when the otter dies, actually.
The otter died. Spoiler.
Oh,
The otter-
spoiler! Thank you.
The otter lives the longest, and he turns blue for some reason. I don't get
Because he's
blue
eating
spots.
poison fish.
Yeah, poison fish. And you have
Raised
crayfish
balls.
and then clams. So there you go.
All right.
So yeah, Castle Crashers, and just today I bought Life is Strange on Steam. It came out yesterday. It's probably the newest game I've played within a new time in a long time.
I mean, yeah, this is like fresh, like it is like day one release play. What do you think? What do you think?
First impressions are it's very good. My view of it is completely tainted now. Well, I say completely, that's a bit over dramatic. It's a little tainted after going into the forums because people talking about the feminism stuff and all that sort of garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to give you the impressions, because I don't want to spoil it for any of the listeners because we may have a sneaky giveaway later. It's very Telltale.
Okay.
That's how it feels. It doesn't play like a Telltale as such. It plays like a third-person action game almost.
Okay.
But it's got a Telltale vibe. It's kind of cel-shady. It's got an artistic style to it.
Now, when you're saying it feels like a Telltale game, I'm assuming what you're getting at is there's going to be decisions that you have to make within the game, and you'll get kind of that this person's going to remember this.
Yeah, and they're kind of tooting this as the main thing about the game. I'll read you the little quote thing off the Steam site.
Okay.
Store page. It says, "Life is Strange is a 5-part episodic game that sets out to revolutionize story-based choice and consequence games by allowing the player to rewind time and affect the past, present, and future." Because that's the hook of this game. I don't know if that's a spoiler, considering that's on the actual advert for it.
So question, because now this brought up a bunch of questions in my head. But one, I didn't know this was episodic. So is it just episode 1 that you're playing, or is it all 5 episodes wrapped up in the game, but they're calling it episodic?
It's episodic in that they've only released episode 1.
And so $20, because I believe that's the cost of it, correct? 20 or 24 pounds, whatever. I don't know what you paid in the UK.
No, it's you can buy episode 1 for £3.99.
Okay.
And then, or you could buy the complete season for $15.99, but you're buying in advance
Okay,
not released
that's
yet.
what it is. Okay, I saw a $20 price tag here in the U.S., and that must be for the complete season. I just had no idea this was episodic.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I had no idea anything about the game. I saw an article on PC Gamer the other day that I didn't bother to read. The trailer was released today that I didn't bother to watch. I literally only bought it because I just read the little crib sheet, took a couple of the screenshots, and thought for £3.99,
Why not? Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, Rich, you just saved me some money for a little while because now I know I can wait on buying this game until all the episodes are out.
And it'll be on sale when it's out.
Exactly.
And you know,
But I'm very excited about it. Everything I saw, I was like, this actually looks pretty interesting. So I'm kind of disappointed now that it's episodic because I won't buy it now because I hate the wait. I hate the buy it and then have to wait for a month and a half for a second episode to pop out. I've got enough of those games in my backlog that I can play through those. So
yeah, it's bad enough that like Walking Dead and Game of Thrones and stuff, like you've got to wait for that.
Game
to
of
have a
Thrones
game.
Game of Thrones came out in what, November, December time frame, and they're just now giving us episode 2.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's what
I know,
I'm
and
saying.
and
That's a long
the
ass wait.
downside. Yeah, you don't know when it's gonna come out. Like, I mean, the big one everyone knows about is obviously Half-Life episodic. You know, so it could be like that. Who knows? But have you got any questions about the game that you want to ask that might not be spoilery?
I do. So it. I was just going to ask something that might be considered spoilery. Well, I guess not really, because I saw the trailer. It's in there. So she has like supernatural powers. Are they like telekinetic powers? Like she can move things, or you know, is that giving away the farm? Talking about kind of her supernatural power, or is it not even supernatural?
Currently, we don't really know what it is, why she has it. At the point where I am in the game, she only has the ability to turn back time. Now there's
There's a song in there somewhere.
I was gonna do it, and then I bit my tongue, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go there.
See, I'm not gonna. I promise I'm not gonna spoil anything for the listeners, just in case they're worried. But the fact that she can turn back time opens up two gameplay possibilities with that, if you think about it, and the sort of coordinated together really well. It's not just from a gameplay perspective, like, you know, if you do something you can rewind, and it's kind of rewind like Braid as well. You hold down left trigger. I was playing with my pad, so you hold down left trigger, it rewinds. Hold down right trigger while you're doing it, rewinds faster. You can go back and change your decisions after you've made them. So you make a decision, it plays out, or like the response or the action or whatever plays out. Obviously, the long-term decision, you won't know what the outcome will be. But then after you've done that, you might think, oh shit, that seems like it's going to be a bad thing. So you can reverse time and change your decision, which I did before. I will say that decisions are quite difficult and they're not very obvious as to what the outcome is going to be.
Okay.
Which is quite interesting. I'm quite in love with the girl in it as well. She's very quirky. She's quite funny.
Isn't she young, Rich?
She's 18. She's in like.
Okay, you're safe then. Never mind.
No, I mean like.
She's legal. That's important.
No, I mean like she's a character I can kind of relate to. She reminds me a little bit of if Juno met Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider reboot.
Okay.
That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from her.
All right.
Like I said, the graphics, the character models and stuff aren't. It's not like AAA, but like just the art style and the weather effects and how they do the weather and stuff. It's interesting. The music is beautiful. From the very first menu screen that you open up and it shows us a shot of this, like the town or whatever, the music playing, kind of like instantly hooks you.
Okay. Last question from me. Do we know how long the game is overall, or maybe just even how long, you know, the first episode is to kind of gauge?
Honestly, I didn't want to find that out.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to be like 3 hours and I'd be pissed off. Because it's the kind of game you want to play. There is a lot of reading. There's a lot of backstory stuff to look into. She has a journal where you can look at her diary entries and character bios and stuff. So there's a lot to read. You can interact with stuff. You can look at a camera on the desk or look at a person and she'll say, oh, that's Fred, he's a dick, or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't really want to know. So I'm hoping it's at least maybe 8 hours, maybe at least, hopefully. maybe more like 5 for $3.99. I don't know.
Well, 5 episodes. I'm gonna venture a guess. I mean, the total game is what, only $20,
Mm.
£15. I mean, I would be shocked if it was that long. Pleasantly happy if it was that long, but I wouldn't necessarily anticipate it. So, anyway, sorry to bring you down there, Rich, but yeah. Anything else, Rich? No, that killed your high for the game.
No, I would recommend picking it up. Maybe have a look at the trailer. There's a couple of little things wrong with it. The lip syncing was a little bit iffy, so that might be patched in. Some people are getting popping sound effects. Maybe wait for a couple of days for a patch or something before you pick it up. But yeah, other than that, it's definitely a buy. Go for it.
Awesome. All right. I guess we could talk to Mr. Mark Wright.
Yeah. I've not done that much gaming wise this past couple of weeks, but I did finish a game.
Yes. Do tell.
And it's not a new game, but it's not as old as Nicole's Blur. It's Watch Dogs. I finally finished Watch Dogs off.
Game of the year 2014.
Not exactly, but it wasn't as bad as I thought.
No, I think Watch Dogs ultimately wasn't that bad of a game.
No.
Yeah.
It did get quite interesting near that sort of like the back end of the story. So yeah, it was not too bad.
I mean, well, Watch Dogs for me, I thought some of the side missions were really good, especially like the gang hideouts. I found them pretty intriguing, and I wanted a lot more of that kind of gameplay as opposed to some of the car mission stuff. And it seemed like the car mission stuff was as prevalent, if not more. And I didn't think the driving was a strength of the game. So I cringed every time I had to get in a car, and I knew there was going to be a car mission. And the story itself, again, it wasn't horrible, but it certainly wasn't great. I'll leave it at this. I don't think Watch Dogs deserved all the sales it got, but I also don't think it deserved as much as the hate it got. I know it got slammed hard for the downgrading of the graphics, and it wasn't the game that they showed off, and blah blah blah. I wasn't overly upset about all of that stuff.
If it has the same effect on the Assassin's Creed series in the early days, I'm mainly referring to 1 and 2. Assassin's Creed 1, it was ambitious. It wasn't brilliant. It was a bit repetitive, and it had a few issues, a bit like Watch Dogs. But Assassin's Creed 2 was tons better and a really, really good game. So it gives me hope for Watch Dogs 2. And I'm sure they're going to make one because of all the sales they got from it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I actually, a bit like you, Greg, I didn't really do many of the side missions, sort of like on the back end of the game. I just wanted to plough through the main story and get it over and done. I did a few of the gang hideouts because I enjoy them. And I unlocked all the towers and everything. But all the sort of like the driving games and the convoys, I didn't do any of them. I just left them.
Yeah.
So I might go back to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I said the same thing but once I was done with it, I was pretty well done with it. I was glad I had it on disc because I was able to sell it back.
Yeah.
All right, so Watch Dogs in the can.
I did another couple of levels on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on the single player campaign. I think I'm on the second to last level now. I've not to give any spoilers, but I've just done the one where you're in the fighter jet.
Okay,
which,
all right.
Which was quite spectacular. I forgot how good that campaign is. It's drop dead gorgeous. The graphics are superb on that.
Yeah, it is.
And the cutscenes.
And it's a good story. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
It's a decent story. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not a story where it's completely over the top. It is believable. The character of Kevin Spacey, you can imagine someone with that power and influence doing what he's doing. So yeah, it's a pretty good story. I'm enjoying it.
I mean, the notion of a corporation rising up and having armies of militia that basically fight wars for other countries, I'd qualify that as a little unbelievable.
But I mean his feelings and his reactions.
Oh, yes.
Because of what happens at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him a spoiler straight, but
No. That is a fair point. I mean, the voice acting and the acting in general, and the art, the direction. I was going to say you can't really call it the actor directing because they aren't really doing any. Well, the mocap, I guess. The mocap also was really good. I mean, overall, it's believable in that you could see yourself seeing a TV show just like this, so to speak.
Yeah, if you go on the IMDb website and look up the game, you can see the cast and you can see how spot on they have that motion capture and the facial recognition. A lot of people can recognize Troy Baker. You can see him straight away. But the guy who plays Gideon is actually called Gideon in real life, and it's just the complete spitting image of that character on screen. It's unbelievable how close I've got that game. And obviously Kevin Spacey's nailed it, hasn't he?
Kevin Spacey is God when it comes to this.
Yeah.
He nails everything.
Yeah, pretty much. There's another
You
joke
mean
to be.
everyone. Wait.
Oh.
So I think I've only got a couple of levels to go, so I might finish that this weekend. But there's been some really good levels in that. One of the good levels, what made me go, wow, I really enjoyed that, was where you're on the sort of like the freeway and you're jumping from vehicle to vehicle, and that was really good.
Yeah, that was well done.
And it's not often a Call of Duty game will make me remember a certain level that distinctively. The other ones what have done that for me so far are Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 4. So this is one of the top Call of Duties for me. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And the game I've played the most of past couple of weeks, I've got back into, mainly because Rich has been going on about it a lot, is Shadow of Mordor. I'm wanting to finish that off.
Yeah.
Now this one,
I'm afraid to touch it, but I want to.
well, this one, I'm doing the opposite of Watch Dogs. I want to pile through the story, but I don't. I'm doing every single side mission there is. I'm trying to completely level up, unlock all the perks and everything. I'm on the second island, if you can call it an island, but the second area, which is graphically different to the first area. It's a bit brighter, a bit greener, a bit more luscious with the vegetation and stuff. But there's a shitload of enemies again, and some of them are a lot tougher. There's a lot more shielded enemies there, so it's a bit more of a challenge. And yeah, I'm just cracking through it, just trying to get through all the different things on there, and there is tons to do. There's a new thing what's been introduced now, which isn't a spoiler. I think it's quite commonly known. In the first area, you have to kill all the war chiefs and sort of like destroy the hierarchy. Well, now what you have to do is you can brand the captains, which basically means you sort of like use your wraith powers. You put the hand on the face and you sort of like imbue them, and then you can control them, and they become your sort of like slave type things. And at any given time, you can press up on the D-pad, and then they will become your follower, and then they will fight for you against their own people. So you can sort of like lay traps and get the war chiefs, all their bodyguards, get them all branded, and then when you're trying to take on the war chief, you just press a button and away they go. They're battling their own people, then they do the job for you. So it's quite a clever, different mechanic. Is that I'm quite liking that.
Okay. Someone is typing really loud or popping popcorn. I'm not sure which.
That might be my lad. Rustling his chocolate bars wrapping paper because his microphone's really sensitive. Shut it, you. He's looking at me, giving me a finger.
Again, as it should be, you know, like father, like son.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it for Shadow Mordor, really. Plowing through. Hopefully, I'll hopefully finish it next week. So I better report back on that soon.
All right. Awesome. Let's see. For me, I completed The Wolf Among Us. That is a fantastic game. so happy I finally got to it, and like I said before, playing through it all in one go, by far the best way. Um, you know, I just I don't like the episodic model in that you have these big gaps of waiting. If they would release episodes out, 1 week after the other, kind of like what Resident Evil 2 Revelations, I guess, is doing this year, and they've already said that the episodes are going to be released every week. That I can be on board with, because that to me is a short time frame to have to wait from starting it and getting into the next episode. So it almost becomes, in a sense, like a TV show you would be watching. You wait for the next episode to come out the following week. You get it, you watch it, you consume it, and you're waiting for the next one. This whole notion of having to wait, a month and a half, 2 months between episodes, just to me, it's kind of unfair to the consumer at the end of the day, and especially if you're offering up these season passes to get all of the content. You're basically taking their money up front on a promise. So I think they should be held to a little bit higher standard of releasing this stuff out on a quicker time frame.
Yeah, I played Walking Dead season one after another. I waited until they all came out on sale, and like I said, it was so much better. The Wolf Among Us I've bought as I went along, and I didn't play the last one for a good 3 or 4 months after I played the fourth one, mainly because I just was that busy with other games, and it kind of took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I'm looking forward to playing it again on the Xbox One, though. Now we've got it on the next gen ones. In that great deal what we had, where we got all 5 series.
I will say this, and I don't know if this held true for the PS4 or even the PC versions. Telltale makes some kind of janky games in that they are not the smoothest running things in the world, and I don't know if it's their logic engine or what, or for whatever reason, it just takes a little while to process things. But with The Wolf Among Us on the Xbox One, for the most part, all of the episodes were pretty smooth up until the final episode. In the final episode, in the very late stages of the game, you get into a sequence, and man, it was like stuttery, stopping and like pausing for like good 5 to 10 second intervals, and then starting up again, and you were almost wondering at that point, like, wait, did the game just freeze on me? And you just had to sit there and wait, and then it would carry on, and it was just processing the decision making. But it was pretty disappointing that they didn't.
You wouldn't expect that, would you? Because you've got a game like GTA where it's basically running a completely AI virtual world in the background, and you've got this like cartoon novel, and it struggles out. I played. I haven't mentioned it because it's an old one and I've already played it on the 360, but I've been playing the season 1 of The Walking Dead on the Xbox One, and I do have to admit it runs perfectly. It's absolutely smooth as anything. The Walking Dead one. So yeah. I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah, and that's what really threw me, though, is also because like episodes 1 through 4 were super fine. I mean, no issues whatsoever. And then it was that 5th episode that just bogged down, and I was like, wow. Well, that just if I had been getting this kind of experience in the first episode, I probably wouldn't have continued on. That was pretty frustrating. So, because it soured the moment that it happened. I'm really avoiding the spoilers. Not that like this is a recent game, but it's a game that's so dependent upon story that anybody who hasn't played it yet, I would be angry if I heard spoilers on it. So,
a question for you, Greg.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the story? Because I really enjoyed Wolf Among Us. In fact, I probably enjoyed it a little bit more than I did Walking Dead, if I'm honest.
So, from an emotional standpoint, The Walking Dead Season 1 is probably the pinnacle of any video game I've ever played in terms of impacting me. However,
absolutely,
I found the story of the Wolf Among Us, especially because the detective aspect played so well into this choose-your-own-adventure kind of story type. it was brilliant, and I thoroughly loved The Wolf Among Us. I don't know that I can say I enjoyed it more or less, but it was absolutely on par with Walking Dead Season 1, and I wasn't anticipating that. And in fact, I had played the demo of The Wolf Among Us, the first episode. They had a demo out that you could play, and for whatever reason, when I played it that first time, I really wasn't all that impressed. And I was like, well, it's pretty good, but I don't know. And it might have just been because I didn't have all the time, and also wasn't looking forward to the big gap and delay because I already knew episode 2 was a ways away. So I can say, now The Wolf Among Us by far, much better than I initially thought it was.
Yeah.
And just who would have thought a story like this, in terms of fables and mixing them in and meshing them with real life, could possibly work? But it is brilliant. And it might be helped by the fact that I love the TV show Grimm.
Yeah,
because there's some
similarities. We were talking about that earlier, weren't we? Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. So I heard you mention on last week's show, Greg. You're sort of like going to play these as I am with the other two, with Tales from the Borderlands and Game of Thrones. Are you going to actually wait until all 5 episodes are out in one go? Are you?
Yes.
And then play. Yeah, I'm going to do exactly the same. Yeah. And binge on them all.
Yeah, it's the right way to play these games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, if they were releasing out these episodes, a week after one another, 1 week and the next and the next, I would then play them as they came out. But this whole nonsense of waiting, 2 months, whatever, no, because exactly what happened to you is what I fear, in that I'm going to play an episode and then there's going to be such a long wait for the next episode, I'm just going to lose interest. And I'm also not going to necessarily know what was going on. And even though they have those recaps, the recaps only paint a little bit of the story. And so if you don't have what happened fairly fresh in your mind from the previous episode, it's going to just be diminished. So, anyway, the last game I've been playing, speaking of things that are diminishing, my golf skills in the golf club. However, I will say this. I pulled off the most amazing shot. I did a clip on it. I shot it up onto Twitter, sent it out there. You go check it out. I'm just saying, because basically it was a pitch shot, not a long distance. I was probably about, I don't know, 20 yards from the pin, but I was just off the green, and I was using my pitch wedge, and I just shot it up there, little loft, ball hits, rolls just a little bit past, but it had some reverse spin on it, right into the cup. I was just like, that's it. Just take me off the course. I got it for an eagle, and I was stoked. I mean, if I had been on the course, it's
satisfying when you get a shot like that, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It was drop the club, raise your arms up in the air, bow to the crowd, and of course there was nobody there but my wife looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? But yeah, the golf club. It's been amazing fun to get back into it and playing.
Isn't that the look she always gives you?
Pretty much. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks for that. Yeah.
No problem.
But yeah, and we do have the golf club challenge going on. So it's, well, we'll get into it later on the show, because we have a specific name for the tournament challenge. So get in there, and I learned something new today, Marco, as we were talking. I found out how I can get into the game properly when I set up my own tournaments. One knock I have on the golf club. I like the gameplay. Every once in a while, yes, you get some ridiculously unfair situations where the ball is going into kind of an impossible ravine. But overall, love everything with the exception of the navigation UI. And they've done some good work in getting it better, but it still is just not all that intuitive. So I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't dissuade you from wanting to play. And if you like golf, this is by far the game to be picking up on any of the next-gen consoles, or even PC, I would say. It is a fantastic simulation of golf, and there's no hand holding. We know that. But anyway, all right. Well, let us move on. Because guess what? We have a news quiz.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't study.
No, me neither.
Whoops. Didn't Microsoft release a new console, like Xbox One or something?
Exactly.
And behind on the news.
There you go. Well done. Well, before we actually get into the news quiz proper, Joystick, one of the professional media outlets, just today announced that they are going to be shutting down. I guess their parent company is AOL, and they are closing down the Joystick site. So it's pretty sad news anytime you hear of anybody losing jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you were big Joystick followers. I used to go to Joystick a lot. The past year and a half or so, not as much. I can't say this news is surprising to me, to be perfectly honest. They didn't seem like they were leaders anymore within the games media space. But I think it is an important thing for us to take notice of, that some of, a number of the professional media outlets have either been shut down, downsized, or, kind of merging with other sites and condensing down. And I don't know if this is reflective because there's community-based stuff like our site and our podcast, or the Veteran Gamers podcast, or Bosswave. I mean, all of these enthusiast podcasts are popping up and are, in some cases as popular, if not more popular.
Yeah. I think it's quite sad because Joystick, I don't know how relevant they may have been as in like newsbreakers, but they were sort of the originators of a lot of good articles that other sites tended to link back to. And they've been going for a long time. What is it, like 10 years or something? It's been going?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They started in 2004.
Yeah, so like 11 years. And in typical Joystick fashion, they posted a news report of their closure on the website. I'll read it out because it's only very brief. It's sort of like a, this is what we usually do type of thing. The title of the news is Rumored Joystick Closing Shop. And it says, AOL is, in quotes, AOL is likely to shutter, Joystick reports. Hey, wait a minute, that's us. Well, we may as well handle this the same way we've been covering the video game industry for 10 years. And then there's a quote here. It says, we do not comment on rumor or speculation, one staffer told us, wishing to remain anonymous, preparing for their lucrative PR career. Others are still trying to figure out next steps. Another anonymous staffer said, we're still working until we can't. Sources tell Joystick that the staff is aware of the closure, but corporate hasn't officially told them, so they are unable to acknowledge anything out of concern that it will cause immediate shutdown. We've reached out for more information, and we will update, as always, when we know more.
Yeah, and that came out, Thursday, I think, that article?
Yeah, 3 days ago.
Okay, 3 days ago. And today they actually came forward on Twitter, at least, I know, a number of the staff said it happened, it's done. Yeah,
Yep.
Sad stuff. I hope all of them find jobs. I wish them all the best. Some of my favorite journalists have come from Joystick. It's Alexander Zlowinski. I think I'm saying his name properly.
Yeah.
Zav D'Amatos, Grant Hines. I got to remember their names now because they've moved on to other outlets since then. But I mean, I used to listen to their podcast regularly on Fridays, and unfortunately, due to conflicts now, of course, I don't listen to it as regularly. But yeah, they'll be missed for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, things we don't want to miss: the news quiz. So.
Greg Way.
Yep, Greg Way. There you go. Mark, you'll be going first. Rich, you'll be going second. Nicole in the 3 spot.
Hold on. I don't want to get into a Hearthstone-like conspiracy fiasco here. I'm going to close all the news websites I've got open.
That would be appreciated, especially
Although
since...
Although I don't have
what he's doing really
behind
is
me.
he's opening tabs really at the
I
moment
know,
now.
I
He's
know.
just-
That's pretty much what's happening.
Right, we're done. We only have Twitter open, and that's the notifications, so we're fine.
Perfect.
Let's go.
All right, Mark, you are up first. Each question is only going to be worth 5 points because we only have 6 questions on the news quiz this week. So here we go. Mark, how much was rumored to be invested by the Chinese e-commerce company Alibaba towards Ouya this past week? Ouya. Was it A, $10 million, B, $20 million, or C, $30 million? Ouya, 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 oh, ouya, 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 oh.
That is not annoying in the slightest.
No, not at all.
I actually, oh man, I saw something on this because I saw the name Alibaba and I thought, oh my god, what the hell's that? And I saw the crappy Ouya bloody thing in the background. It was quite a lot of money, I think. I thought it said something like 34, so I'll probably go for the 30.
All right, well, Mark, let's find out. Or do you want me to tell you up front? How do you want this to go down?
I'm easy. I'll take it any way you want to give me it.
Nice.
Wow.
Of course he will.
If only I got these responses back at my prom. All right, Mark. Mark, you are wrong.
Oh, bollocks.
Chinese e-commerce company Alibaba invested $10 million into the microconsole maker Ouya last month. The Wall Street Journal reported the two companies have seemingly agreed to bring Ouya's software and games library to Alibaba's set-top box. Ouya announced its Ouya console-less ambitions in March of 2014 and dubbed it Ouya Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So your this should be renamed the finance quiz because they're all finance questions with you. So if anyone gets a question
Right?
now and the answer's 34 million, that's the one what I saw.
Okay.
All right. Well, Mr. Webster, are you ready for your finance question?
Yes, I've been crunching the numbers all week.
Richard, Sega has announced it's restructuring internally, including layoffs, to prioritize for what? A, AAA only games, B, digital games, or C, console games?
Digital games, and I kind of was a bit upset over that. Well, I think they said online games.
So you're going to go with digital games, Alex, B for the win.
Yeah.
Rich, you are right! Sega Sammy is restructuring to prioritize digital games. By the way, did not know it was Sega Sammy for some reason. I always just thought
That's
it was
strange.
yeah. But it's saying Sega Sammy is restructuring to prioritize digital games, a reform that'll see basically make its job cuts, including soliciting voluntary retirement for around 300 employees. 120 of the employees are due to be approached about voluntary retirement next month. And Sega America is among those being hit with the layoffs and relocates from San Francisco to Southern California. So I guess that Sega Sammy is the overall company, the umbrella company, and then you have Sega America, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they plan to pursue growth in smartphone and PC online gaming. An area that's seen results for the company in recent years. Of course, this is despite the fact that Alien Isolation just announced that they had made 1 million or sold 1 million copies. But yeah, they've had quite a few other games that have not quite sold that many. Anyway, yeah, it's sad to see Sega is going in that direction.
In 10 years, it'll be Nintendo.
Yeah, probably.
Nintendo will be making
Amen.
heart sensing apps for Android phones. With Mario face going, "You're tired."
Oh shit, that would be awesome though. I mean, seriously, might have to buy that just for that. You know,
Yeah, I think so.
I
think
know,
I'll just,
right?
That's $1 million idea. Actually, I should patent that.
Rich, we're gonna have to make you do like Mario voices now, and just like, "Hey, time to wake up."
Okay.
It's the alarm clocks. We could do, Fitbits. There's all kinds of stuff that could apply there, Rich. That's
All
brilliant.
kinds of sound effects.
We're gonna hire you, or I should say, Nintendo's gonna hire you. We're gonna get your resume over to them right now.
Let's do it.
Speaking of resumes, Nicole, are you ready?
No, go ahead anyway.
Nicole, what title, and this is, of course, another finance question.
Oh, fuck.
34 million.
Right. Nicole,
Yeah, right?
Nicole, what title did Microsoft China CEO announce it is coming to the Xbox One in China this past week? Is it A, Halo 5, B, Battlefield 4, or C, Halo Master Chief Collection? Did you get all those numbers?
Yeah, that's not numbers.
How about I do this? Is it 1, Halo 5, 2, Battlefield 4, or 3, Halo Master Chief Collection?
I would really hope it would be Halo. God, those are all good titles too. I have to make an educated guess, don't I?
No, Nicole, you know these things. They
I
come to you.
do.
They
I
come to you
do.
in dreams.
Mm,
Do you want me to go back to the ooh-ya, 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 oh, ooh-ya, ooh-ya,
well,
ooh-ya?
please God, don't, because it makes it really hard to remember all the things you. It was. Don't do any damn numbers because honestly, 104 is like the only number in my head right now from the fevers. So it was Guardians.
A,
Look, I'm
Halo
counting
5
on my
Guardians,
hands.
B,
Yeah.
Battlefield 4, or C, Halo Master Chief Collection.
Mm. I just want to. I'm gonna guess Guardians because it's new.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Alex, Halo 5 Guardians for the win.
Sure.
The answer to your question, of course, is wrong.
I knew that was coming. It's like you asshat.
It is, in fact, Microsoft's Xbox China CEO Zai Nui, I'm not even sure if that's right, offers up a good and rather surprising piece of news for the Chinese Xbox fans by announcing the Master Chief Collection is going to come to China. Of course, he's also looking to bring Peggle 2, Child of Light, and a couple of Kinect games. So clearly that will satisfy the Chinese gamers right there. That's all they need,
It's like
ever.
it's just a pick
At
and
least I
mix.
got Halo.
At least they're getting Halo, yes.
But what you've done, Nicole, is you've upset Womble now. He's disappointed with you. If you check the chat, it says, if you get this wrong, Hammer, I will be disappointed. And he's putting tut tut
Well, I'll go kiss my ass. I still love
What's
you.
your favourite
Kiss my
saying?
ass.
Bite me?
Oh, let's not go
Yes.
there. I remember those pictures I saw on our WhatsApp. Jesus.
What? Oh, I
Yes.
was like, what pictures? I didn't send pictures. Now you made me nervous.
I wasn't biting anybody, I promise.
I wasn't. That wasn't my ass. No, sorry.
More importantly, hey, we should take a moment real quickly because I forgot to talk about this in the intro. But you know what? If you're listening to this right now and you're like, God, I wish I could play along to that news trivia quiz in real time, you can do that. And it's simply just come check us out every Friday, 3 o'clock on Twitch. It's live.g4te.com. I'll dump you right into our Twitch channel, and you can play along as it's happening.
Yeah,
With
it's
a
like
slight
interactive
with a slight
things.
delay. Yeah, with a slight delay.
Yeah, it's like they're like interactive things. It's like 1999 all over again.
Yes, live recorded. What? All right, Mark. Important
Yes.
things here. You are down by 5 points. The good news is you can get 5 points by getting this question right. And even more good news is the question Richard is going to get is extremely, extremely difficult. So,
Right.
are you ready?
Yes.
All right, Mark.
34 million.
Mark,
Yes.
Valve has disclosed how much money it's paid out to its Steam Workshop creators.
Oh God!
How much has Valve paid out since it started the
Oh.
program in 2011?
I am crossing my fingers, my toes, everything. Go on.
Is it A, 36 million? Is it B, 57 million? Or is it C, 45 million?
Ooh, I know
Right.
that one.
I'm gonna have to go for the 36. The 34, what I've been saying, might be slightly off. But There's something about 30-something million sticking in my head. There's an app on the phone called Appy Gamer, and I was just flicking
I
through
get that.
today at work. Yeah, I was just flicking through today at work knowing that we're on tonight, and that's the only bit of news I've looked at. And I can't remember any of it, but 30-odd million just stuck. It's just stuck in my mind, so I'll go for that one. And it's another finance question, by the way.
It is, yes, absolutely. But I thought this was an interesting one. Well, let's get to the brass tacks of this. Mark, you are wrong!
Wrong. I know that one.
Yes, Valve has announced that the platform has paid out over $57 million since 2011. Yes. So that's a lot of hats.
That's all it is. Mostly.
Yeah.
It's just hats.
But yeah, that's it. They gave out $57 million worth of hats.
Yeah, they did say the split was between 1,500 creators representing 75 different countries from around the globe, and that basically works out to about 38 grand per creator. So not bad, not bad. There's money to be made in making hats. More importantly, Mark, you are out of the running.
Yes. I now hate the number 34.
Yeah. Also important to note, I'm now going to just text you randomly through the course of the week numbers, just like 60 million, and just repeat texting that to you.
Yeah.
All right, Rich, are you ready?
Ready and hands free. Let's do this.
That was me clapping. Sorry.
Rich, which company this week announced a new revenue sharing program for YouTube? Was it A, EA, B, Valve, or C, Nintendo?
Nintendo.
Rich, you are right!
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yes, Nintendo unveiled its new revenue sharing affiliate program for YouTubers, and everybody was super excited by this announcement. It's offering up to 70% of ad revenue to video game makers using Nintendo's copyrighted content. So congratulations, you're sent less now, thanks to Nintendo.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. The beta currently is offering 60% of ad revenue to individual videos attached to the program, so that's even better. You can beta test this with us for less. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I know how I feel about it. It pretty much sucks. I mean, these companies are making enough money, or they should be making enough money, that they don't need to be jumping on the backs of entrepreneurial spirits that are on YouTube looking to make a buck or two. But I guess you can also say it is their IP. It is their, their trademark.
You think though
stuff.
the only games that are going to be worth streaming, and I'm not being like, I don't know what the word is. I don't know what I'm quite looking to try and say, but it's only really going to be Zelda and Super Mario, and that's pretty much it. And
Right.
don't those games make enough money already?
You'd think.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Nintendo thinks this is a well that they need to tap into to help keep the crappy consoles that they make afloat.
Do you know, it'll be all the Super Smash Brothers Brawl stuff, I think, or whatever, because that's been videoed a lot recently.
It may be. And maybe this is their way of, there's the fighting tournament leagues, and they want Super Smash Brothers to be, part of the esports scene. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing but love for Nintendo here, I tell you. Rich, congratulations! You just kind of won the whole news quiz.
I won.
Again?
Yeah. Because Nicole, she has to answer this question. I mean, you don't get out of it, Nicole.
Screw off.
Nicole, Dragon's Dogma
Yeah.
has been revealed as an online free-to-play game, releasing where first? Is it A, Japan, B, North America, or C, worldwide? As in, they're going to just release it worldwide.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I lost no matter what.
Also true. Factual.
Yeah.
And this technically is a finance question.
Yeah, I'll go with worldwide just for the fuck of it.
All right. Dragon's Dogma online.
Oh,
I'm going
bite
to
me.
spare you.
Yeah.
It will be releasing in Japan only. And
Yeah.
as of right now, they don't have plans to take it anywhere other than PS4, PS3, and Windows PC in Japan. So they don't have
Damn.
anything for a Western release in the near future, or even on the books, so to speak. But you have to think Capcom, they're pretty desperate for money. It has to come out west.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of those PC suckers that'll just buy it up.
Yeah, I
Like
hate
Rich.
those.
No.
Damn PC suckers.
They're the worst.
I know.
They're almost as bad as those Nintendo fanboys.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know which one's lower, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Wait. No, I don't.
PC gamers that play Nintendo games on PC. They're the worst.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, and if we can stream Xbox games to the PC, does that suddenly, I'm not as much a Microsoft fanboy as I become more of a PC fanboy?
either way, you're a bitch. Wait.
Oh, all right.
No. Just
Kind of
kidding.
hurtful, Nicole. Kind of hurtful, but okay. All right, I see how this
I
is going.
still love you, Craigie. I do. I'm
I
sorry.
don't think so. All right. Let us move on. Let us.
Okay, I won. Thanks. Well done.
You did, Rich. Pat on the back.
yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job.
nice one, Rich.
Yeah.
I'm going to pat you on the back with a sledgehammer.
Rich, you continue to dominate the news quiz scene. I just wanted to point this out. Nicole is probably, we should be keeping track of this.
Yeah,
We should.
We should. I'm not going to, but we should. I will leave this in the hands of you guys. If one of you want to keep track of this, it would be interesting to see how it pans out. I mean, it's easily right now, Rich, like 5, Nicole, 3 wins. Mark, I think you've got 1 win this year.
Yeah, I won the last time I was on. I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
I like that.
Last year.
Last time
I
I was
did,
on.
I did.
I'm sure I
Yeah.
did.
I did.
Yeah, and for those of you tracking again, I do realize it is January 30th, and I already counted out like 9 news quizzes apparently. So,
That
Out
just
of the
proves
five-
with all these
five
shows
weeks.
are pre-recorded.
yes.
None of them are live.
All right. Well, we didn't really have any questions of the week out there. Rich, I know we have the contest stuff for you, but we'll save that towards the end when we get into our events and happenings for the week. But right now, let's talk about new releases. Nicole, this is where your moment to shine. This is where you do the y'all thing, the twang thing.
There's no twang. No. It's just normal people talk. Promise. So I
Promise.
y'all.
changed the...
Less of a normal.
No, I changed the thing. So it's releases from the 1st to the 5th of February. No. What are you putting?
I'm not touching anything. My hands are away from the keyboard.
No, Mark is playing SpongeBob Hero Underpants. All right. So what is this? iDarb?
iDarb.
iDarb, really?
I drew a red box.
That's a game?
It is a game, and it's
Oh.
a free-to-play game, or a free game on Xbox Gold in February.
And it's a free
Yeah, well,
game I
it
don't
needs to
think I'll
be.
be playing.
I'm gonna
Rich,
check it
you're
out.
making me seasick.
I'm gonna check it out, but I don't have a lot of high hopes, just because
No.
I'm not the pixel art kind of guy, and this has definitely got that vibe to it.
Chris Williams from a Boss Wave podcast, he'll be going out to buy an Xbox One just to play this.
Really, he's that much of a fan?
Probably not, but
Oh,
yeah, he
I
loves
can
his
pick up a
pixel art
crayon
games.
and draw a
never
red
mind.
box.
Fair play, Mark. I just
Yeah, he
picked
loves
up on what
loves
you
his
said.
pixel art,
yes.
but
yes, he does.
He's a PlayStation guy more than anything.
Okay, so
iDarb,
unfortunately, that releases on Xbox One February 1st. You hear my kid?
Yeah.
He wants mac and cheese.
Nicole. Mom, mac and cheese. Continue on, Nicole.
Criminal Girls, invite only, Vita February 3rd. SpongeBob SquarePants. The 360, the 3DS, the Vita on February 3rd, because I really don't know what you had there.
It's actually
It's-
SpongeBob Hero Pants.
Is it Hero Pants? But
I just
yeah,
added
you
the word-
typed into it.
Underpants?
Yeah, punk. And then Death Trap for the PC. February. What is that? 4.5. Suck it.
Comes out at noon.
I feel sorry for the listeners at this point because it's like Nicole is talking to them and she's telling the listeners to suck it, but she's really telling Mark or Rich to suck it.
No, yeah, I swear. I love the listeners. Mark and Rich right now are starting. I seriously am going to open a can of whoop ass on both of y'all.
You get her angry and
so
the twang comes out.
Death Trap may come out the 4th, may come out the 5th. Like if I know, probably the 5th.
Sometime in February.
Sometime in February at the beginning. Well, let's see. Yeah, anywho. Apotheon for the PS4 on the 5th. Oh my God, Greg, get your thingy off of there.
Okay, seriously, my thingy was nowhere near there. But I would like to.
Greg.
I would like to point out that Apotheon is the PlayStation Plus, one of the PlayStation Plus games for the month of February.
Oh, okay. What the listeners need to know is every time you move your little
My little thingy.
cursor, I was trying to think of what the real word was. If you move your cursor, it has your name highlighted in whatever flipping color it is. So all I can see is people's names scrolling across what I'm trying to read, which really, oh my God, y'all. So kicking Fennec for the Vita. Oh, I'm beating somebody's ass here in 5 seconds.
Can I just say, Nicole, that Apotheon actually looks quite cool.
Yes,
You
Probably
can
one-
say
it's the
it.
best game that's
Doesn't
coming out.
matter.
little side-scrolling combat game.
Yeah, it's
probably
probably
got
the most
some-
interesting game out this week.
Little
Is it
platforming
is it
bits.
a freebie?
It is the freebie,
Yes.
yes. PS Plus, free to play, or free
Well, then
pickup,
I'll
I
get
should
it.
say.
There's some
Yeah, it's
decent games on PS Plus this for February.
Yeah.
That Pac-Man music's driving me nuts now. My son
Apotheon is
watching.
like a 2D side-scrolling platforming game, but it's like Greek style art style. You know, like on the Greek vases, you have the black men with like the yellow outlines and stuff. It's all Greek pottery style. It looks quite cool.
It's all Greek to me.
Like almost like the hieroglyphs, but almost like hieroglyphs.
Yeah, just a few hundred years later, in a different culture, in a different continent.
Suck it, Rich. What I meant was it's just that plain like
Oh,
black shadowy.
yes.
You know what? Kicking Fennec for the Vita, February 5th. Why do we have the word element in there? You guys really suck.
The Fifth Element. It was a good movie. Not really.
Oh, I like that.
Oh my God! Actually, it was a good movie. That
It
guy
really
with the
wasn't.
funky hair and the plastic head. I liked the damn movie.
Okay, it is an enjoyable movie, but it really wasn't a good movie. If we can just, let's call it what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's
There
trying to
was
say
some
it like
good-
Little Big Trouble in China. That was not a good movie, but it was enjoyable. Right?
True.
Ah.
True.
Okay. Speaking of true, thank you, Nicole, for those
Yeah, and-
fantastic releases for the
And I'm so
upcoming week.
sorry to our listeners that that I podcast with ass hats.
Well, this
You're like,
ass
"No, I did
hat
that?"
is gonna
No,
continue
I
to
love you
talk.
guys.
We've got some upcoming play dates. On Thursday, Track League is running their mini league, which is, I guess, the DB Cooper minis they're running. Mark, you've been doing that, haven't you?
Yes. Well, I didn't this week. Something cropped up. But yeah. On every Thursday at 9 p.m. GMT, there's the mini league run by Lupidine.
Okay.
There's the GT League, what's ongoing, but that's once a month. The next one is, I think it's second or third week in Feb. So you just need to watch the forums or the track forums for that.
All right.
And I think Henwood's going to announce a new league coming shortly
Yes.
to run in between them.
In fact, we have that
Do we?
a little bit lower. Well, I don't know if this is.
We've got
may-
breaking news, exclusive breaking news.
It may not quite be his league. I know that Parsnip and Henwood have kind of collaborated on a challenge. So they're bringing back the Hot Lap challenge for Forza 5. And, I'll jump into this now and then we can go back to our Clan Wars update. But the February Forza Hot Lap challenge is officially being announced right here, right now. And this was the email we got from Mr. Parsnip Knows. I said, "Hi, guys and girls. Henwood and I have decided to resume the Forza 5 Hot Lap Challenge. The first challenge will start immediately, as in right this moment, right now. You can jump in and It will run until the last day of February, and they'll be starting with D-class cars and move up one class every month. So the month of February is D-class. The track will be Prague Short Reverse. The car is the 1965 Mini Cooper S. I think they've got a thing for the minis.
Yeah, that's the car we're using for the league, and it's got a great tune on it. It's a super car.
Well, so and that's the interesting thing about this. So the tune is actually a shared tune by the Henwood the Henwood as G4TE Feb, and it's a D400 tune. So those of you in the know that play Forza, you'll understand that is the base kind of D tune, I believe. And then I think that's the tune right up to the max, right?
Yeah.
If you go 401,
I
it
think so.
kicks it into C class.
Yeah.
Now the rules. There are rules apparently. Make sure Parsnip Nose 3000 is on your friends list so he can see you on the leaderboards. That is a very important thing, to be seen on the leaderboards when it comes to these challenges. And the reason why you want to be seen on these leaderboards, more to come on that in just a moment. But the leaderboard time must be dated between now, as in January 30th, and February 28th, 2015. You must use the Henwood's G4TE Feb D400 Mini Cooper tune. If you do not use that tune, you will not be considered for the prize. There is a prize. The winner will receive a one-off special Henwood custom paint job based on their request and commemorating their win. So there you go. Custom paint job for your Forza car.
And I do have to say, Henwood is superb at these paint jobs.
Yeah.
They are really, really top class, really good quality. Because he spends so much time on these. He's got it off to a fine art. He did one for my my GT car, and it's a replica Gulf paint job from the Gulf Racing team, and it is brilliant. It's really good, and all the other paint jobs he's done for the other guys were just superb. So it's great prizes. That.
No, awesome. So there you have it. We now should probably get our Canadian Cult update. Nicole, I
Yes,
believe you guys have
we
been
should.
fighting with people angrily, as most Canadians do.
No, we weren't angry. We're not birds.
Was there any shouting going on while you guys were playing Clan Wars?
No, we have civil chat amongst ourselves because we can't chat with those asshats. But you like that?
Yeah.
We played against Cyprus last weekend, and we won 71-52.
Nice.
We did. We had 19 3-star hits, which is the max amount of hits you can get, the 3 stars, and they had 11. So, but there's 2-star and 1-star hits also. But it was actually we were pretty iffy at first, and
You had to
we
rally.
pulled it out of our ass. We did. But it helps to have dragons in castles and people not put stupid goblins in castles. And yeah, that's me venting because somebody put goblins in castles this week. And we're like,
Sons
don't
of
do
bitches!
that!
Don't put the goblins in the castles.
I know, they're just greedy. That's all.
I don't
That's
know
it.
at all what you mean, but that's okay.
No, trust me, it's funny.
Who are you playing
We
next?
did have next we're playing WIS or IWS Guild. But we did have a listener join our clan.
Oh, really?
So somebody that, yes, we had one, we get the cutest little notes when you join. You have to ask to join and then we'll accept you or not. But it said, hey, I'm a podcast listener. And it was really nice that they were saying that they were a listener and wanted to join because, and it's somebody, I think Fu or somebody was familiar with, username was the last part of his, oh my God, that's so bad I can't remember. I had it in my notes and then I have Twitch up so I can't see my notes.
Well, thank you, no name user, for joining. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you listening to the podcast, even though we don't know your name.
No, I know what it is, and it'll come to me as soon as we get off the podcast.
So clearly, you're not forgettable to us, just kind of forgettable.
No. No.
Maybe.
Oh,
Well.
and Parsnip wants me to call you a twat. I don't know why, Greg.
It's because he was wearing a bag on his head earlier in the week.
He was
He's
wearing
also,
a Target bag.
yeah,
Yes.
with red cups on the ears.
No.
He's also asked me to mention that Chris, the Hemwood, also does custom paint jobs for companies. He's done one for the e-cigarette company Vaporized. So if there's any companies out there listening and they want a custom Forza paint job, get in touch with Chris.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
So that's my plug-in duties done.
Well, not only are we a video game podcast, but apparently we're also a job board.
Yeah, well, I'm getting texts from Parsley P saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. So,
We're
following
pimps.
orders.
Oh my god.
We're pimps.
We're pimps.
I'm just not even going to go there. Let's move on. We have a cross-platform golf challenge happening as we speak. The course, of course, is the important part of this whole challenge. And Gary DeFelice, good friend of the show, scum of the earth, Denver Bronco fan, he picked out Winter Flathead Country Golf Club course. You a-hole. That thing is effing hard. Not only is it difficult, for whatever reason, on the greens, with the snow and the green and the grass and the snow and the shadows, seeing the stupid cup at distance is like impossible for me at times. It's like I have to okay, yes, I know, I'm getting old, but still, I'm like looking at the screen, I'm like, okay, I see the marker for the hole for the cup, but like just looking at it, it's like impossible to see. Not really impossible, but
we were going to pick easy courses for these because it isn't the easiest of games anyway.
I know, and then he goes and picks something like this.
And when I asked him what you picked that for, what you picked the hard course for, he went, "Oh, because it's winter, it's relevant."
Yeah. No, he was just pissy because we were getting on him because he was supposed to have picked a course and he was like 2 weeks late doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did send him a naggy chat from you.
Oh, and
sorry, or a
then
text.
this is what comes of it.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, blame the girl.
Blame the girl. I will blame.
But I did. I was like, Greg said.
Yeah, I know. He pretty much sent me a couple messages following that. So.
But
Love
I
you, Gary.
sent lots of loves and kisses with it. So.
Oh yeah,
you know.
he returned them in spades to me. Thanks.
Oh, no, I really no. He got X's and O's. I promise.
I did not. I promise.
No. Sorry.
That's okay.
He sent me some pictures of his snowy front and back gardens the other day because he's in New York area, and we've had a lot of snow recently. So a few guys at work, because we've had a little bit of snow, nowhere near the scale what America's had, but a few of my friends were saying, "Oh, get him to send some pictures." So he kindly sent some pictures, and it looks deep.
It's a blizzard. They had like 30 some odd inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Gary, I feel for you. And I understand that you wanted to make something or pick something that was relevant to the time frame. But, Gary, it's not all about you in New York and your buried, in snow person. Because I look out my window, Gary, and I see green grass. I see blue sky. I see green trees. So that, I will say, you know what, this whole I'm picking it because it's relevant, it's not. It should be a green course, as far as I'm concerned.
Perfect 70-degree weather.
Exactly.
And as someone else who's suffering from snow at the moment, Greg, fuck you. And your sunshine. Stop rubbing it in.
You know what, Mark? We'll drown him in that moat for my castle.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. We'll just throw him in the moat.
All right, so moving on. Anyway, to round out this conversation, get in to the golf club, look for the tournament, and Mark, we had the tournament up in here, the name of it, and now it's gone.
Yes.
I don't see it in here.
For the golf?
For the golf club, yes. It was Next Gen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I've put it where it says cross-platform challenge.
The tournament name.
Winter Flathead Country Golf Club Course.
Okay, so that's not actually the name of the tournament that people want to be looking for?
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
You're following me now?
Completely not listening properly to what you were asking.
On the same page?
Yeah, all right, I know what you mean now. Yeah. Just fill for time, someone.
This would be where Mark and I not properly communicating time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which-
No, but I did
Come on,
get the
Nicole,
guy's
Phil,
username.
Phil.
Oh, what is the guy's username that we forgot?
Rubbish username. That is his username.
Rubbish username.
Rubbish username, which I love. I think it's a brilliant name.
Okay.
As a prepared professional podcaster, the title of the challenge, if you search on the system, is OC Podcast X Gen Challenge 2.
X-Gen Challenge 2.
And if you're on PS4, you need to have Mechanics on your friends list. If you're on Xbox One, you need to have Murphy's Law on your friends list. And if you're on PC, you've got to have The Real Defoe on your friends list.
Yeah.
And any problems with the golf course, any trouble you have with it, any difficulties, direct them all to Gary at Lousy at Gaming, because he picked it.
Yes. And it probably should be noted, Gary's username is The Real Defoe. It is all one word.
Yeah.
And then Murphy's Law is actually 2 words. And then Marcanics is all 1 word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn
All right.
it.
Damn it.
And
all right.
I'll put a post up on the G4T forums this weekend with that information as well,
Perfect. That would be
There you
nice. Yes.
Mm.
if I remember again.
Mr. Webster, I'm going to put you to work in just a moment here. We're going to be talking about victories achieved. I'm going to have you read through all of the fine people that have achieved victory in video games over the past week. But I'm also going to remind our listeners that this is kind of one of our bigger contests that we run. We run it on a quarterly basis. It, of course, is a game where when you complete a video game, you take a selfie with the video game in the background, or if you're creative like me, you overlap an image of your face and the video game all in one. Anyway,
Show off.
most importantly, we want to see your face. We want to know what game you just completed. And when you Twitter that, or tweet that, at g4te.com, spell the dot, you get entered into a contest. And that contest is runs for a full quarter. So it will be ending on March 31st. And basically, every entry has a chance for the one draw winner. And that winner gets a $20 or £15 gift card to either PSN, Xbox Live, or Steam. So you win some space bucks to buy more video games. It's not a
Just
bad
like-
deal.
Yeah, just like PG Tips won at the end of January, he won 15 English pounds worth of Xbox Live credit, which is equivalent to the $20. So
Right.
yeah, and Matt's going towards Dragon Age Inquisition he's buying, which is on sale. So he's well happy with that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now, unfortunately, his account has been hacked, and
Has it?
he's bought £5 million worth of FIFA cards.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah,
Poor
just
guy.
kidding. Just kidding.
Oh.
All right, Mr. Webster.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's
Victories
do this.
achieved for this past week. We have Amras89 completed Far Cry 4. Our very own Marcanics finished Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah.
Bongo the Sane Robin Tate finished Uncharted 2. Ginger Ninja.
Ginger
Ginger
Ninja.
Ninja.
Ginger Ninja. Although I like
Ninja. He should-
I like the Ginger Ninja.
Yeah.
But it's
he is
actually,
a ginger ninja.
yeah. But there is actually another gamer tag out there which is Ginger Ninja. So there's quite a few on the same theme there.
Yes, I tried inviting that person, by the way, as a friend
Yeah.
for quite a while and realized it was the wrong one. I'm like, oops, sorry.
Yeah, like that guy tweeted me saying, Stu, you should get back on the show. And I was like, wrong Big Daddy. Wrong. It's not even the right guy. It's not even the right show. Anyway, Ginger Ninja finished Assassin's Creed Unity. John Mouse completed Infamous First Light. MTB Mat 1 finished Far Cry 4 as well. Some Far Cry love here. Our very own Greg DeLacy Murphy's Law finished The Wolf Among Us. Mr. Miyagi 1984 finished Deus Ex Human Resolution. I'm calling it Resolution because I'm a PC gamer. Nick Nitrous finished The Walking Dead Season 2. And Ginger Ninja, sparing no expense on his free time this week, finished Assassin's Creed Unity again. I'm just reading the same thing, aren't I? Because you're making it... You're
No,
pasting
it's
stuff.
Dead Kings.
Follow. Go down to the next
Assassin's
page.
Creed Unity. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Assassin's
Page 2.
Creed Unity.
Assassin's Creed Unity,
Screwing
Dead
with the
Kings.
text.
I see. I've just completely fucked this up. The Chandy 77 completed Mass Effect 3D. And John Mouse finished also The Wolf Among Us. That was our victories achieved this week. If you want to achieve your victory and win some special space points, then tweet a picture of your selfie to hashtag victory achieved, and you could win some real monies.
Yes, real space buck monies.
We will give you Steam points as well if you finish a Steam game.
Yeah, maybe even a hat.
Maybe, possibly, definitely a hat.
Yes. All right. Well, it is that time. We're going to wrap this thing up. So let's talk about how you can take part in our podcast and contribute. Simple, easy ways. You could be in the chat, or the shat, as we like to call it,
Yes.
on our Twitch channel. And that is, it's really easy to get there. Just type in live.e.com into your browser, and it'll get you there. And you'll be right there live when we broadcast every Friday at 3 p.m. PST, which really is the only time I care about. But apparently it's like 11 o'clock British time. You see how I like to say that British time? Is it GMT or BMT with you guys, or BST?
Oh my
GMT.
god.
BST is
GMT.
British summertime.
Nicole, I will keep asking this forever. It is my running joke.
I
Leave
know,
it alone.
and I
just
really
just walk away, Nicole. Walk away. You and your Eastern time zone.
BST
I'm not
is
even in
bacon,
the Eastern,
sausage,
I'm
and
Central,
tomato.
for fuck's sake.
Oh, God. See, this is the problem. I thought you were Eastern the entire time. You're Central? Serious?
Yes.
This is what's wrong with this country. We have 4 time zones in this country. And by the way, Mountain Time is the one that screws me up the most because I never come across Mountain Time. But apparently a lot of people live in Mountain Time zones.
In the Mountain Dew.
Yeah. SpeakPipe. We have a SpeakPipe channel. You can send us voice messages if you don't want to be in the chat. And all you need to do is type in sp.g4te.com. We're huge fans of these little URLs. That'll get you right over to our SpeakPipe page. You can also
record that on your phone as well. It's dead easy.
Yes.
On your phone website, bang, mic, done, sent.
done, and it comes through just fine, unless you have a crappy phone. You can email the show, podcast@g4te.com, and you can do that, and you'll send us trivia. And see, here's the funny thing. You all thought you didn't have trivia coming. You do have trivia coming.
All right.
We're going to save it for a moment. I almost forgot about the trivia. Got done with the quiz.
Jason's actually in the chat.
Yeah,
and he's
Jason-
saying,
Jason's
Yeah.
like, what is he
Where's
doing?
the
My
trivia?
trivia.
I
What
thought you
happened?
were banking all the questions.
No, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, good.
Good. All right, but finally, if you want to find us on Facebook and send disparaging comments about how I don't read your trivia on the podcast, you can post it up at fb.g4te.com. And of course, you can always just send us hate tweets at OC_podcast and tell us how we hate Nintendo. Now, most importantly, probably the most exciting part of the podcast, I just glossed right over, and that is when our good friend Jason Johnson sends us in gaming trivia, and I get to put the screws to you guys, as in the 3 of yous, in the podcast, and the chat listeners get to play along, and everybody except for myself and Jason Johnson, you all have to guess. Outside of the 2 of us, we're the only 2 people on the earth that know these answers as of this moment right now.
Very specific.
Yes. All right. Well, Jason wrote in, though. He said, hey, hello, OC gang. I hope everyone is doing well and is in the mood for some good trivia. We were. That's why I saved it for the very end of the show, Jason. It was all a tactical thing. I did not forget it all. I got a good, serious case of nostalgia when coming up with this week's, so I hope you like it, and good luck. So we're going to go reverse news quiz order. So Nicole,
Damn
you're
it.
going to be first. Mark, you'll be second. And Rich, you will be last. You'll thank me for this, Nicole. Trust me.
Okay.
Sort of. Maybe not. Nicole, Legacy of the Wizard for the NES is an action RPG that features how many playable characters? Is it A, 5,
Nintendo.
B, 1, C, 3, or D, 2? How many playable characters in the action RPG Legacy of the Wizard?
Really? I don't know. I really hate Jason right now. I really, really do.
Now, do you want me to just give you the choices again in a different way?
Yeah. No, just
34 million.
No,
yes.
not
It's
34
million.
million. No.
Halo 5.
Is it 1 5 2 1 3 3 or 4 2?
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Nicole, your choices again. A 5, B 1,
Just
C
3.
3.
3 sounds good. Go with 3. I don't just go with 3. I don't know.
Nicole,
I can't.
that answer is 100% wrong.
Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck the game is.
Mark, you have 3 choices left. How many
Oh shit! I
playable?
forgot it comes round to us.
Yes, it doesn't stop. How many playable characters? Legend or Legacy of the Wizard for the NES. Is it A5, B1, or D2, or 1521 or 42?
It
Don't
reminds
you
me
hate
of
me
Saturday
right
morning when I was a kid with my TV, the football results were on. Bradford 1, Burnley 5. Right, I'm gonna follow Henwood's lead here. I'm gonna go 1 because he's put 1 per pixel.
All right, okay. And
Cheat.
Mark,
No, he said 3 before, and you picked 3.
Oh, I wasn't even I'm not even looking at the phone.
All
Sorry.
right. Mark, your answer 100% wrong.
Don't trust Chris ever again.
Mr. Webster, how many playable characters on the NES game Legacy of the Wizard? Is it 1 5 or 4 2? A5 or D2? The other 2 possibilities are no longer possibilities since we know they're wrong. A5, D2.
This is just a guess. 5 seems quite a lot for like an 8-bit console, but I'm gonna go with 5.
Mr. Richard Webster, you would be right. 5 characters playable.
So
Legacy of the Wizard.
Why is the title not Wizards and not Wizard?
Not my fault. That was Jason Johnson. Please send all hate mail to Jason Johnson, Teflon12
Oh,
on
don't
Twitter.
think I won't later. I'm going to get him on Twitter.
Screw Nintendo.
Well done on that first question, man. These are not going to be easy, I promise all of you, by the way. All right, Mr. Wright, you are up next.
Yep.
Mark, the original Fable was released on September 14th, 2004. But prior to what was the original placeholder name for Fable? Was it A, Project Natal, B, Project Overlord, C, Project Pony, or D, Project Ego? Or for the financial question, 1, Project Natal, 2, Project Overlord, 3, Project Pony, or 4, Project Ego?
34 million? Right, Project Natal was the code name for Kinect.
As allegedly.
Yeah, the rest of them, fuck knows. I don't know. I'm not following you again, Henwood. You gave me duff answers last time. So we've got Ego. What was the other 2?
You have Overlord, Pony, or Ego.
Oh, there's a game called Overlord, so that could be a red herring.
Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, oh.
I was hoping you're going to ask me what console it came out on, because I actually played this on the original Xbox.
But that is not the question, Mark. That is not the question.
No.
You can't just invent questions, Mark.
I'm going to go for the most stupidest answer. I'm going to say Pony.
Project Pony would be wrong. Richard Webster, your choices are still Project Natal, Project Overlord, or Project Ego.
Do you know what? I've got a feeling it's Ego, but I'm going to go with Overlord.
Richard Webster, you would be wrong.
You should have stuck with your first time.
Nicole, your choices are now Project Natal or Project Ego.
Ego.
Ego, ergo, you are right!
Yeah, I'm like, because I already knew Natal was wrong, and as soon as
You know what? It's like the dealer that gives out blackjack to the player. They actually give him a chance to hit that hand. They shouldn't, he won, but just once in a while they're drunk enough and they do hit it. But yeah, so
he
there you
should have
go.
been drinking more.
Yes, apparently. Well done, Nicole. I know you strained over that answer.
I knew it from the beginning, sadly, because I'm really a huge Fable fan.
All right. Well, now for the final question of our trivia challenge. Mr. Webster, you get it first, and then we'll pass it around.
Okay.
This is
Like
this is a tough one.
disease.
Yeah, this is pretty much. Here we go. You have to guess the name of the game. There are no hints that I'm going to be able to give out. It's not multiple choice. It is guess the name of the game.
Okay.
These covered damn
Yeah,
things.
and remember what Jason Johnson was saying about nostalgia. I'm just saying this kind of goes a little ways back. I'm just going to throw that.
Okay.
That's the one hint I'll give out. Framed for framed. Here we go. Framed for the deaths of his comrades, Blank is in search of answers and revenge. As a gunslinging bounty hunter, track your prey between space and land, wield brute force, advanced weaponry, and covert tactics to destroy space stations, infiltrate organizations, and protect crime lords, while unraveling the dangerous mystery of you framed up. Or of your frame up. There's a typo there.
Sounds a bit advanced that for an old game.
They always do.
Yeah. Like it's that type of like thing where it'd be like all that description, but it'll just be like a fucking trading card game or something. Framed for the murder of his comrades, he goes between space and places to kill people, but help crime lords, protect crime lords, or whatever. I have no idea. Shall I just guess an old game?
Sure. I cannot help.
Let's go with fucking Cyber Shinobi, the oldest game I can think of.
Cyber Shinobi would not be a correct answer. I am sorry, Nicole.
Such a good game, though.
If you have a game outside of Cyber Shinobi, framed for the deaths of his comrades, Blank is in search of answers and revenge. As a gunslinging bounty hunter, track your prey between space and land, and wield brute force, advanced weaponry, and covert tactics to destroy space stations, infiltrate organizations, and protect crime lords. All while unraveling the dangerous mystery of your frame-up.
Super Mario Sunshine.
You're right. No. No, unfortunately, Nicole, Super Mario Sunshine, not the right answer. Marcanix,
Yeah, no.
do we have
Yes.
any clue here?
Yes, I know this.
You know this?
Yes, I know this.
Freaking Googled it.
There were
Jenny.
four. There was four people who died, and we're all different colours, and we're ghosts, and it's Pac-Man.
I honestly was taking you seriously there for a second. I'm like, oh, he knows it. No.
I was trying to find out. I can't remember the names. There was Blinky, Pinky.
Blinky, Pinky.
Wink and Nod. No. wait.
I'm going to take a serious guess. So,
Okay.
there is. I think there's a clue in there with a framed. So I'm going to say I've never played it. I've heard of the game, so I don't even know if it's the same type of game. But I'm going to say Fatal Frame.
An interesting guess. Not correct, but an interesting
Right.
guess nonetheless. No, the game in question is Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter. Now, I think the three of you should be sending hate mail to Jason Johnson right about now, because that was about as hard as it ever gets in terms of trying to guess the name of the back of the box. I mean, that thing was obscure as obscure goes. I had never heard of this game, or at least I don't recall the game in
Okay.
that full name. I don't know. But
I
yeah.
just Googled it after you said it. And the post I've got is from 12 fucking years ago.
Again, Jason did warn us. Nostalgia.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for our trivia challenge. Jason, thank you so much for sending them in. Go easy on these guys, man. Go easy on these guys. That was a rough one.
Yeah, these are the types of questions you give the games master. This
Yes.
podcast is.
Yeah.
Who does he think we
Yeah.
are?
And I'm not very good ones at that.
Yeah. I mean,
I do like that, but that is one of my favourite parts of the show now. The
Yeah.
trivia.
it is. It
Yeah,
is
it
indeed.
is.
And what I love is, I mean, I always know the answer. So, I mean, I don't know why you guys have such a hard time with it. I mean,
Smart.
jeez. Anyway, all right. Let us get to our shout-outs. Well, actually, Rich, I believe you wanted to talk about your Fortress Craft giveaway.
Yeah, basically, we've got Fortress Craft Evolve for PC given away. We're going to give a copy to a new possible listener on Twitter, Leland, or at Magnetina. They will be getting a Steam code probably tomorrow, because I said listen or download the show, and to find out if you've won. I don't want to find out before they've listened, because I want them to listen so that we hook them and then they listen. That was from a tweet, and it got retweeted by Terraria, so we might get a listener out of
That's
it.
cool.
Who knows?
Yeah.
There is a new giveaway I'm going to announce now, though. This is brand new as of today. I'll be giving away, courtesy of this podcast, a free copy of Life is Strange for PC, Episode 1,
Wow. Okay.
on Steam. And it's very simple. All you have to do is tweet us or email us and tell us why you want it.
That's as simple as it gets. Life is Strange on PC. If you want the game, tweet the podcast at OC_podcast, and you can get a free game. A new
it's on
free
Steam.
game, no less. A new, came out today game.
Come out today game. Yeah, that's why I said hold on to your pennies in the chat before for the people who listen live. If you're not listening live, what the hell are you doing on a Friday night instead of listening live?
It's not like you all have lives or anything. All right, that's awesome, Rich. Thank you so much for sponsoring that podcast, the giveaway. That's exciting stuff. So
The podcast.
on the podcast, yeah. Life is Strange.
Sponsored by Richard Webster, the OC podcast.
Yes. All
Money
right.
bags.
Let us do some shout-outs. I will save mine for last. Rich, why don't you just keep going since you started?
Okay. I'd like to shout out Gonzo, also known as Ian Alexander, because he's been upgrading his PC this week, going over a few things. So me, him, and David Morton have been chatting about a few different things. So that was quite cool. I want to shout out the Veteran Gamers, because they've had some pretty decent shows these last couple of weeks. If you don't already listen, check them out. Friend of the show, sort of, sometimes, maybe.
Yeah, they are. They are. We love them.
Possibly. And just a shout out to the listeners for coming back every week. We're trying to build more and more listeners, because the more people that listen, the more money nobody gives us. So keep keep listening. And just shout out to everyone in the community. It's been great, and good luck on the Life is Strange competition. It's definitely decent. It's definitely worth playing for free. So yeah, Nicole, you go.
Oh, thank you. Again, to Robin, our hearts are with you, buddy. To JD, and to my brother, whose birthday is on the 1st, my best friend, whose birthday is on the 5th, and my mother, whose birthday is on the 6th. Because, we did all our birthdays last week, so now we're doing the rest of them this week. And to you guys, I don't know why I keep coming back for this torture. That includes Jason and his torture, but I do love you guys. So thank you very much. Mark.
I'd like to say happy birthday, Mum. It's my mum's birthday today. She's 21 again.
Happy birthday, Mum.
And to Robin, just to let him know that we're here for him if he ever wants to chat or just whatever. We're here for you, buddy. Just take your time and whatever. Yeah, well, there's no what you can say, is there? So, yeah, go, Greg.
All right, well, first, Nicole, I'm going to have you real quickly give shout-outs to the Shats. The Shatters.
Our little shatters.
Yes, I think we had a few of them in there.
We had a lot in there. We had Defoe in there. Teflon,
The King Shatter, by the way.
Henwood, Parsnip, Kenny 99, well, a whole bunch of nines. Sorry, Kenny. I can't count that high.
There's a lot of them.
I know. The Henwood, Parsnip. I'm going through the list here. Rich, get out of look here in here. Womble. Oh my goodness, we did have a lot. I usually
Henwood,
make a list.
Teflon, yeah.
Fumu, yeah, Danny Xanax. No, I said Henwood. Trust me. Yeah, because Chris will come hunt me down if I don't say the Taskman. And I think that's about it. I mean, we had a good group in here today, and always really fun to chat in the chat.
Yes, and by the end of the podcast, they have all unsubscribed. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, big shout out to the listeners. We appreciate it. Whether you are live or listening to this recorded, we absolutely, want your participation and kind of do it all for you. I mean, we're not getting the big bucks for sure. So, I will shout out the three of you for making the podcast because, hey, it was fun. I love podcasting with you guys every week. I want to shout out Christopher Matthew. Stop being such a tease, you giant moose head.
I saw that tweet.
Yes, yes. Chris, it's about time. Get your butt back onto the podcast for at least one show, a little reunion show. And let's see. I want to shout out. Well, I will just leave it as Robin. We love you. We're here for you, and that will be the end of the show. Thank you all for listening, and we're done. We're out of here.